Delving straight right into it, this is an eyeshadow tutorial. Proper blending does not start from eyeshadow, it starts from the eyeshadow primer, which I am doing currently. So I am trying to tap everything to make sure that there are no harsh lines. Because once there are harsh lines, by the time you apply products on top of it, it's going to be harder to blend smoothly. The next thing is a transition shade. Now, a transition shade is the shade that you apply on top of the crease so that other eyeshadow colors you apply later on blend smoothly. Now, I start from the outer corner, from which I will now blend into the inner corners of our eye. Now, pay close attention because I'm going for a darker shade in this video. This is usually not the shade I would go for, but because she's dark skin, something that will pop up. Now, when you think about transition shade, think about whoever you're working on, the person's, or if you're working on yourself, think about your contour color. So the color that you usually use to contour your face, contour your nose area, contour your chin area, that is the color that should go for your transition shade. And you might ask, oh, why am I not starting with the inner corners of the eye? Because the outer corners of the eyes is easier to blend than the inner corners of your eye. And please take note of the way I am applying. I don't just pack powder. Even if I put it on the brush, I always dust off the excess so that it's not harder for you to blend, especially if you're a beginner. Take note of this. The Blossom in a Nude Story was the only eyeshadow palette I used for this look. So if you are looking for something that's affordable and something to start with, beginner friendly, I'll recommend this eyeshadow palette. I think it goes for about 10,000 naira or thereabout. So after transition, the next thing is to go with a darker shade to give it depth for whatever color it is you are using. And I went in with a darker brown from the Blossom and Nude Story palette. Remember, for transition shade, I went in with powder. Some people use eyeshadow palette, but I'm kind of used to using powder, especially because that is the shade I usually go for. I usually go for the person's contour shade rather. Class is in session. Hope you're taking notes. Don't forget to try this out. Don't just watch and save for later, but also make sure that you try it out. Practice makes improvement. Okay, so now let's go into the technique of actually getting a smooth and blended eyeshadow. We have the tapping and the circling method. Remember not to take too much. You tap and then you circle at the outer corner of the eye because it's easier to blend. So even from this video, you can see that I was continuously doing that until I had a build of what I wanted. So you tap and you continuously circle around. After blending it on the outer corner, then you now take it to the inner corner of the eyes. Now watch what I'm doing. So I was tapping, I circled around that area. I circled around it and then I took it to the inner corner of the eye. Can you see that? I promise you, if it looks difficult, it is not difficult. By the time you try it first time, try it second time, you will get it. I promise you that you will get it. And if you don't, you can always ask questions in the comment section and I'll be ready to answer them. So now the next thing is this is a one color eyeshadow, by the way, and then I'm applying the main color on the lid, the color that will pop the most. Because of the way I want it to come out, there's a particular brush I'm using. I'm using a tiny flat brush, precision brush, so that I get exactly where I want it. Because this is not a matte eyeshadow meaning that it's not the usual powder consistency. It is a shimmery eyeshadow. It has a shine to it. So it is harder to say, oh, I want to circle out, use the circling method. So instead, I tap on the eyelid and then I sort of drag out. I'm dragging out to prevent harsh lines. Again, with my precision brush, I am tapping on the eyeshadow and then I'm patting it into the eyes, or the lids of the eye rather. So you can see the way I'm dragging it out slightly. This kind of look can go for when you want to do like an Owambe glam, something more out there. It's calm, but it's also very, catchy. So an Owambe glam, if you're in Nigeria and you'd understand what I mean, like a party glam, it will eat. But if you want the usual matte, calm, everyday eyeshadow look, I have a tutorial and I will attach it to this video so you can check that out. I'll be giving a lot of tips in this video, so I didn't want to make it the usual short video. That's why I'm doing a sort of lengthy and more detailed tutorial to show you how to achieve that good and flawless eyeshadow look. Now for the eyes, the next thing I went in to do is to line the waterline. Why am I lining the waterline? To make whatever it is you applied, that's the eyeshadow, to make it pop out more. It makes the eyes pop out more, basically. And I use the Carite 2-in-1. This is the black color. It has a black and a brown color, and I use the black for lining mostly. Most times I deal with clients who have very sensitive eyes. Myself, I have a very sensitive eye. And so what I do is that if you notice the lighting is reduced, I usually reduce the lighting, although she doesn't have a sensitive eyes. Anyway, I reduce the lighting and I remove, if I'm using a fan, I remove it. So these things obstruct the eyes. So when you are lining your waterline, you want to remove things like harsh lighting and fan or breeze from entering your client's eyes or your eyes if you're working on yourself. That's if you choose to line your waterline. It's not compulsory, but then it makes the eye look pop out more. The brush I'm using is a flat angled brush. I'll try and attach a picture. Hi. Please don't forget to drop a love if you are enjoying this video. My name is Rosysallure. I am a professional makeup artist and I just try to simplify makeup for beginners, people who find it a little bit difficult. I believe makeup is not hard. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, I want to thank you and I want to say welcome to my channel. And if it's not your first time, because I've been seeing a lot of new subscribers, I really appreciate you and I want to welcome you back. I'm so sorry, a lot has been going on, so I've not been putting out videos consistently, but I will try rather to do my best moving forward. But let's continue the video. It seems a number of persons are here for their personal makeup, but let me know if you're a makeup artist. Let me know in the comment section. If you are here because of your personal makeup, let me know in the comment section so I know how to tailor videos for you. And then what do you struggle with? What's that one thing in makeup that you feel like you cannot get right? Let's see how we can tackle things together and easily. Alright, so I'm trying to draw the waterline and also trying to draw a wing. See, for this look, I was going for a really bold look. If you know me and you've been watching my videos, you know that I don't usually do, this was so bold. I was going for that bossy look. I think I'll do a separate video for lashes, but I think something worth taking home is how to apply your glue properly. Take note of the way I held it and the way I'm applying it. I'm applying it on a particular line, not on the lashes, not behind, on top of that line, because that is where goes directly to the eyes or directly on the person's natural lashes. So I let my glue sit for about 30 to 50 seconds. Now there are some glue that use some lash glue that you don't allow for that particular amount of time. And so I will attach the glue I use. So if you use that glue or you want to get a lash glue that is good, affordable, and beginner friendly too, you can get the glue I'll be attaching to the screen. I've used a classic glue before and I don't let it sit for up to 30 seconds. I think it's very important that I'm honest. I will not lie, for like the first 2 years of being a makeup artist, I struggled a lot with fixing lashes. And so I will not come on here and do like a 2 minute tutorial on lashes. I would try my best. That if you're interested though, let me know if you're interested. I will do a separate video on how to fix your lashes properly, how to place it, how to put your glue. This video was just targeted for eyeshadow and not exactly all the extra extra things. So yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video. Until I see you in my next video, do take care. Bye.